morning, this is DG Videtto, and I'm downstairs in my basement with my wood burning stove. I'm going to be doing a beef stew on top of the wood stove today. I have all my ingredients. My pans are all seasoned and hanging up. And, I have some water with me. I have a fire extinguisher, just in case. And I have everything I need, I believe, right down here with me. The power has not gone out yet. But the lights have been flickering, and there's, pretty good storm going on out there, and it's melted, and it's freezing. The trees are all, icicles. So I well imagine that we're going to lose our power today. But in any event, I'm going to start my beef stew for the purpose of doing this video and sharing with you how I cook in emergencies down on my wood burning stove. So right now, my wood burning stove is about 400. In order to regulate the temperature on the wood burning stove, you obviously you get a glove so you don't burn yourself, and you adjust the vent. If you open it up and you let a little more airflow in, the stove top's going to get hotter. And if you leave it closed, it will be less air, so it will be a cooler stove top. So I don't do this on a regular basis. I just do this pretty much when we have to, when the power goes out, because you're heating anyway. It's a wonderful way to, make kind of an activity out of a bad situation with no power. It is a lot of work, heating with wood. We have done that, and when we did that, it was about 6 cords of wood that we would go through. There's a lot of stacking, and it was actually pretty expensive. So now we heat with propane, but obviously when the lights go out, power goes out, then we convert over to our wood burning stove. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pan. It's already been seasoned and cleaned, and I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to add a little olive oil. And I'm going to work on searing up those onions. First. And other things I did is I cut up my meat a little smaller because I'm not trying to treat this as a slow cooker. I'm actually trying to, make a meal in a couple hours. And when I'm cooking, my choice, I sit down here and I often write or read, so I don't leave it unattended when I'm cooking. I've got my carrots and parsnips, that's what we'll be using. Carrots, parsnips, onions, a little bit of garlic, potatoes, stewed beef, and salt and parsley. And I want to tell you, on this parsley, I discovered this. This is wonderful. It's freeze-dried parsley that's already, it tastes just like fresh parsley, and it stores in the refrigerator for a long time. People think it could be a little pricey, but from my perspective, there's no waste. So I have my onions on top of the stove. I took them off the trivet, the heat trivet, because I needed it to be a little bit warmer to sear up the onions. So I put it right on top of the wood stove. I think I'm going to actually put another log in. Get this a little bit warmer. I opened up the vent a little bit. So let's get another log in there. Obviously, being prepared is key here. Even when there's a threat of a storm or emergency, my sense is that you're going to be in the house for a couple of days, and the one thing you want to try to avoid is any kind of injury. So sometimes those injuries happen during prep, whether you're chopping wood or splitting wood. So I tend to do my work ahead of time and make sure my emergency cooking area is all set. So it's going pretty well. I'm going to just do them a little bit more, and then I'm going to add the meat. So let's talk a little bit about the pan cover that I'm going to be using. Instead of a traditional cover, what I opted to do is to buy this skillet, a 10-inch skillet by Lodge. The reason I'm choosing this is because obviously it creates another piece of cookware. But the other thing is it fits on top. To line up the handles, I'm going to put it offside. And once the liquids and everything are in there, I'm going to stay downstairs. If I was heating up something else, some biscuits, or I don't even, maybe even some grilled cheese, I could use that. And here's my trivet to put it on the side. And I think it's going to work out just fine. It is actually my first time using the skillet as a cover for the other pan, but I'm sure it's going to work out just fine, but we shall see. Anyway, again, I'm not going to line up the handles because the ability to take it on and off. This here isn't my glove for the wood stove. This is just for cooking. Is going to be much easier. So we are just about ready. Just a couple more minutes. We got a nice hot oven. I opened up the vent to get some more airflow and make it a little bit of a hotter stove top. It's working out great. I got a lean beef stew. Getting good protein in is very important, and a beef stew is perfect for that. Easy to do. Not too many ingredients. I think we're just about ready. So I'm going to continue to add liquids as I go. But before I do it, I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm going to do a little seasoning at this point. Some people take their beef and they roll it in flour first. I don't do that. I have done it, but typically I don't do it. A little bit of that freeze-dried parsley I'm talking about. It's all, pre-cut. Add a little bit of and actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to keep the liquid just over the vegetables. These are my potatoes. I like these containers. I think I got them at Whole Foods, but I've seen them other places because it's actually like a colander, and potatoes stay fresher when you keep them a little bit of water. I might not use all of these potatoes because I don't want to overfill the pan. Let's get the other ones. So my secret ingredient, I'm sure that other people use it as well, but is parsnips. I just love parsnips. They add a wonderful flavor to a beef stew. And this is just the basic. People can add whatever they want. I know some people like tomato sauce in theirs. I used 3 carrots and 2 smaller parsnips. And then I'm just going to add a little more beef broth, and then I actually am going to add some water as well. If you like greens in it, you can put green beans in. I tend to put those in at the end, or sometimes I'll even cook them separately and throw them in on top of the stew. Now, beef stew freezes well, but I'm not really a fan of potatoes being frozen. They don't freeze well. It's just too much moisture in them. But carrots and parsnips do. So often what I do is I'll freeze a stew without having everything in the stew that I'm going to eat. Sometimes I just freeze it without the potatoes.